If you're an Amazon seller and you're looking for this, just the amount of service providers or other people in the e-com niche that you've never even thought of contacting, well, there could be in there. There's so many different people and just so many different angles. Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing how to 8 times your growth with warm intros and proactive referrals. And we're also going to be touching on why partnerships are important for e-commerce brand owners, how to find partners, and what are proactive referrals. Welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Okay, like I mentioned, today we're going to be discussing how to 8 times your growth and with warm intros and proactive referrals. Our guest is co-founder of Xtreme Power and Scayul. He's also the co-founder. He and his co-founders developed and launched 20 plus private label supplement brands across Europe, exited all brands in 2020. He and his team have helped e-commerce companies to grow through partnerships and e-commerce space, or in the e-commerce space. I'm talking about a returning guest, great guy, Nick Penev. And we're going to get to him in just a second. But first, a word from our sponsor. Facing cash flow challenges with your e-commerce business? Discover Viably, your ultimate financial ally. From real-time sales data integrations to immediate funding access, Viably is here to support you. Plan your growth with their free tool for online sellers and engage with specialists whenever you need. Extend your cash flow with Viably. Back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. Welcome, Mr. Nick.
Hey Norm, nice to see you again.
And you too.
Yeah, actually, this is the third time that I'm with you guys, and 3 is my favorite digit, by the way. So I like everything in 3s, like anywhere.
There you go. So yeah, this I've always loved what you've done. It's about partnerships. It's about creating referrals, and now we can talk a bit more about it. I think it's so important. Whether you're a brand, whether you're just getting to become a brand, whether you're a service provider, building that community is so important. You want to tell me a little bit about how you got involved with this?
Yeah, sure. Actually, the previous times we spoke about other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, now what happened is, since we was spoken, I got an idea, because what happened? I was running my own e-com business now for like 10 years. I saw that. I was offered by a company called HelloTax to advise them about that. Then I guess I started doing partnerships. People start asking, can you do it for us? And I built a partner agency. So that's one of my businesses now. I connect companies for partnerships and I advise them how to grow that. And I've worked with probably over 100 companies in the e-com space, mostly Amazon. We have like 30 clients right now. And on top of that, we build a partnership network. As of right now, we have probably 1,500 founders. Those guys are mostly like USA, Europe, but we have people almost anywhere which are covering that. And those are actually people that I've met. Those are not just somebody who just joined to join my network. There is no membership fee, and just need to chat with me. After that, we do kind of like different stuff. We promote you, promote us. But the main thing is about connecting people and doing stuff with them. And over the last 3 years now, we realized that the best way to grow a company, regardless if you're a brand, service providers, whatever, is the so-called introduction swaps. And how does introductions work, or like referrals in general, partnerships? So usually, like 2 people meet, like with you, like we're just meeting with you, Norm. Let's assume that we've never met. You're just telling me what you do. I'm telling you what I do. And we say, okay, man, we have an overlap. Let's do some stuff. Whenever somebody comes to me and asks about your service or what you do, I'm going to send a referral. I'm going to introduce them to you, vice versa. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to do the same, Nick. And 99% of the time, those referrals don't come for different reasons. The first reason is you have no idea who in your network or audience are in need of what this guy is offering. The second option is that's not your priority, and you just don't do it. And then then I realize, okay, I connect people. A lot of times know what they do. I meet somebody, they tell me what they do, and I connect them with people. But actually, that's in my head. I know who everybody, what they're doing, etc. So I connect those people, and they say, okay, Nick, you know what? I was just looking for this. You know what? Okay, that's a great interaction. Uh, they're a perfect match. And I realized, okay, people usually don't do that because they don't have the technology. It's just too hard. I mean, you need to do like Google Sheets, or people are just shy. So I said, okay, let's build a software which facilitates those interactions. And I call them, by the way, proactive referrals. I'm not sure if there is such term, but I made it up like a few months ago. Because referrals, you wait for them. So what we do, we're kind of creating those referrals in advance. And let me tell you how it works. Now, let's say we meet with you. You work with Amazon sellers, I work with Amazon sellers. We're not competitors. What happens? Now, you put your contacts in Scayul, which is our software. You put your contacts there, and I tell you, okay, Norm, go to my Scayul page. I have like 200 people there, my top partners. Select who is a good match for you, and request an introduction. So what happens? You go to my Scayul page. You see that 10 of my partners are actually a good match, and you just select them. You click select, request. I approve them, and then you get 10 emails to your inbox. Hey, John, please meet Norm. Norm is doing this and that, blah, blah, blah. Feel free to get in touch. And because I know the person in my network and I know you, it's a warm introduction. It's proactive referral because you're introducing yourself to somebody who doesn't know that you exist, but from what you see, they're a good match for you. So you kind of create your own opportunity instead of waiting for those opportunities to come. And you can do that with anybody, regardless of the industry.
Right, and I can see because I've got a bunch of referrals from you, Nick, and they've sometimes they're great, and a lot of the times they're really good. Sometimes I don't see how it fits, but I contact them anyways. And believe it or not, there's been a couple of referrals I thought, I don't know how's this going to fit in with what I do. After I get off the phone with them, it's like, oh my gosh, uh, I don't believe it. They're going down this path, and it wasn't in the introduction paragraph. So, like, I can speak from experience that this works extremely well. And if you're an Amazon seller and you're looking for this, just the amount of service providers or other people in the e-com niche that you've never even thought of contacting, well, there could be in there. Like there's so many different people and just so many different angles that this is where getting those introductions could really help optimize those sales that you're looking for. So it's a pretty good. I mean, it's a great service.
By the way, we can use it for anybody, even for brands, because see, brands come to me, all the time because I advise them for free. So anybody would like to expand anywhere, I have a client or a partner who can help with that, and usually it's the same like blueprint for any market. So whenever they come to me and they say, okay, Nick, do you know this? Do you know that? Usually they don't know anything, and I told them, okay, guys, you need to do this like 5 things. This is your checklist. Can you connect with somebody? Of course. Go to Scayul and you can request interaction. Okay, Nick, do you know a brand in Europe who is selling supplements? I would like to find a distributor. That was like a week ago. I said, of course. Let me connect you with this guy. So brands can actually connect with other brands because sometimes you have like a very good product in the USA. And some of those brands are reluctant to actually go to Europe. And they say, okay, can we find a complementary brand which is very strong in Europe, which has they're not planning to go to the USA, they can actually become our distribution channel. And that's what happened like a week ago. So that's good for anybody to grow their network because, there is a saying for that. Your network is your network. And that's really true. Money can buy a lot of stuff. They cannot buy like real connections. I mean, some people don't care about money. So sometimes those guys are actually more valuable because you might have a lot of money, but if you don't know the person who can help you out, you cannot do anything. So that's why it's good to build your network for a few reasons. Now, first, you can learn new stuff. Some, like Norm said, there is service providers that have no idea that they exist, and if you think that you're all set and you don't need anything, you're never gonna meet other people. Once I spoke with a guy, we connected on LinkedIn because somebody recommended him, and he told me, okay, I don't meet with people that I don't know. I said, okay, what the heck, man? How do you even meet new people? And he said, I'm not gonna meet with you because I don't know. Well, I said, okay, man, whatever, whatever you want. But this is like a bad mindset, because if you think that you know everything, you're gonna end up badly. That's what happened with one of my brands. I thought that we're so good, we know everything, we don't need anything, and eventually, the brand, started going down because we did not innovate, we did not try new stuff. So since then, I learned my lesson, and I always learn new stuff. For example, I follow Norm's newsletter and 3 others. I always read what they do. I get ideas, I implement those ideas right away. I meet somebody which I think it's interesting, I meet with them. And Norm said earlier, sometimes I know somebody might not be a great fit, but I try not to make assumptions. I would like to chat with everybody, because what I'm gonna lose? I'm gonna meet somebody new. I'm gonna learn about what they do. They might teach me something. I might teach them something. They might help me something. I can help them. So there is nothing that you lose. Now, once they asked me in a podcast, okay, Nick, what business book did you read to us? Which was the best book you've read and you learned some stuff? And I told them I don't usually read books. I prefer to meet people. That's how I learn new stuff. I'll give a funny story from 3 years ago. I spoke with somebody who told me, okay, Nick, do you know about these aggregators? No. I said, what the heck is an aggregator? When I sold my company, I didn't have any idea that there was aggregators. I said, what is that? And okay, those guys are buying brands, they're giving crazy commissions. I said, okay, man, I'll check them out. And what happens after I spoke with those guys, I ended up working with 10 of the aggregators. Now we're managing the partnership for those guys. So one call ended actually gave me an idea. And then we had they were actually one of our top clients when they had money, of course. Right now, everybody knows they don't buy brands. But this is how I grow my network. And of course, that's why we build the software, so anybody can do that. And I'm going to explain how it works. It's simple, like a numbers game. Anybody knows at least 10 people, like 10. And your connections that you have in our software, of course, you can do it without our software. It's just easier with what we do. Those guys are your currency, your network. So if you have, let's say, if you know 10 other guys which are partners, or your connections, whatever, you can actually introduce the 10 of your guys to the people that you know. In return, they can introduce to the people in their network. So by using your 10 contacts, you can actually meet 100 people. Of course, like Norm said, not all of those guys would be a good fit, but you're gonna grow your company, grow your network, eventually find some business partners, some deals. And what you're paying for that? You're just paying with your time now. Of course, there's other options, but from my experience, this is the best way to grow. And that's why we have it 8x your growth with partnerships. Now, that's how much I've spent to grow my network. That's how I build my partner agency, my network. I have a newsletter which I'm monetizing, and the SaaS solution. I've never paid a single dollar or euro for advertising. And Norm knows that. I promote a lot of people and I get a lot of stuff in return. And this is because I've met people and do stuff with them. Because that's actually something very important. Now, whenever you meet somebody, you need to do stuff with those guys. Now, if you think that you're gonna meet somebody, you're gonna tell them, "Hey, man, send me some clients, and I'm gonna do the same." It's not gonna happen like that.
Right.
Learn how to give value, and you're gonna get even more than 8x in return. That's for sure.
That's what we do with these communities that we develop. We do this with brands. When with that knife brand, you don't know about this one, Nick, but we have this knife brand that we give out the free cookbooks, we give out the meal plan guides, something of value. But and I'm not going to say don't do it, but when you go out and meet somebody, let's say you meet somebody for the first time. It's so much better if you just meet the person, get to know the person. I always call it breaking bread. But if it's right off the bat, do something for me. It's a whole it's a different mindset. So if it's give to get, that's the way. That's our philosophy. Is we're going to share value with you, and by that, it's going to come back some way.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you why I actually do that is not only the reason why you should give people something first. This is actually a very good screening process. I'll give you an example. I chat with like people when I meet them. They join my network. I feature them in my newsletter. They don't pay anything, and I tell them, okay, I'm gonna feature in my newsletter. I'm gonna connect with few of my partners. You just need to sign up for my newsletter. So I'm doing a lot of stuff for somebody. If he doesn't make the effort to sign up for my newsletter, then I can say, okay, this guy is not, I'm giving stuff for him for free. You're going to get some value. He's not even making the effort to sign up for my newsletter. So that's how I can actually see if somebody is a good partner. Because whenever you do partnership, you kind of list few things that you can do. The first is the easiest. Then it gets a little harder, more harder. And eventually it's much, much more harder, at the end. So if somebody doesn't do the effort to do the simple thing, how can you expect that this guy is going to do something more like more complicated for the partnership?
Yeah,
So
no, I agree, and I've talked about this before, but I remember I went through film studies, so I got into film back in the 80s. So we were working on commercial shoots, but this is when I was going to college. I ended up working with this one production company early on, and the one of the PAs came up to me and was talking, or it was one of the directors had come up to me and said, look, one of the things that you can do when you go onto a new shoot is make sure that you buy coffee for everybody. And it was like, well, I'm the lowest paid guy on the crew. He goes, I'm telling you, that's what you do. And I started doing that for the film crew every day, buying coffee, buying coffee, buying coffee. And it was the wrong person. The director afterwards came up to me and said, hey, do you want a job? And I got a job off of this film crew doing all the General Motors, not dealer, tech films. We did 23 of them up here. And I got that job because I bought coffee, and that gave value. That was just something I had to do my job right. If I sucked at it, I wouldn't have got it. But they just remembered that. I've always remembered that, and giving that value. Sometimes you have to even pay for that value. So at the end, it paid off.
yeah, of course, it's always way out, but just some people don't see it. No, that's actually, but this I think it's the human psychology. People are not. Some people just don't want to give anything. And I've met people who don't believe me that I do some stuff for free. Okay, what is the catch? And I
Yeah.
need to explain to them what is the catch, and I'm gonna explain how it works. Let's say I have like 25,000 on my newsletter. I have like that many founders I have in my network. So what happens? I meet somebody who I don't know. What they do? I'm gonna connect you with you guys. I'm gonna put you in my newsletter. We can do a social post. I have like 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. And usually the other guy has less than me. I said, okay, why are you doing that? And I'm telling you, okay, man, first, you're providing a service which is valuable for my partners and might be valuable for my audience. So by sharing what you do, I'm benefiting from you. By meeting you allow me to create a content. I distribute the content to my partners, my network. My newsletter sees that, the engagement goes up. My partner receives that, you end up doing stuff with them. My partner is happy, you're happy, I'm happy. Then people recommend me. I don't need to ask for that. So I'm actually benefiting more than some of the people who think so. Some people just don't understand that. They think, okay, there should be something monetary involved, and that's not wrong. I mean, you cannot measure this stuff, but you're getting a lot in return. And I mean, it's really simple, by the way. Just people are not willing to do like an extra effort. And this is not just for that. I mean, for anything. I mean, to stay like later, to work out more. For example, see Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not sure how many of your subs are actually following like soccer or football. So the guy is not as talented as Messi, but the guy is always first at the pitch and the last who is leaving practice. So you need, I mean, for whatever you do, you always need to give more. Because if you do the same shit over and over again, you cannot expect different results. Einstein said that, not exactly as I said it, but you cannot be like everybody else and expect that you're gonna do. Somebody just said something like that. Nobody has gone broke from giving. As simple as that. So you have a service, you have a product, start giving it to people, or just doing some like free stuff. If you have a product, you're gonna get some feedback. You might make your product better. You have a service, the same. So
we've got mostly e-commerce. Probably the majority of the people that listen to the podcast are Amazon sellers. Their brands, they're building their brand using being able to create this network. What are some of the things people can do to help build out, find either partners, either being a distributor or being a service provider? How can they go about doing this? Now, let's say we're not using an app like yours, but how can you do this cold?
No, there is actually, you can just go on like LinkedIn. Actually, there is few options now how to find like people or contacts. Now there is in different like pros and cons. So the first one is industry events in conferences now. The biggest benefits like face-to-face interactions. You know that you've been to a ton of those, you've hosted many of those. So meeting people in person, it's a very good way to do it. But of course, there is a high cost. Tickets, flights, accommodation. So it's not for everybody,
Right.
So this is one way to find like new people. Second option, cold outreach and networking. It's really easy, you can actually do it on like LinkedIn, Facebook, but it's time consuming. Sometimes you need to outreach to, let's say, 100 people to meet like 10 of those. So another way to actually meet people, like social media influencer networks. But again, no, you need to find those guys. Sometimes the ROI is questionable, and again, it's time consuming. So that's why I think the best way is to have like referrals and recommendations. Just instead of using by two, make a list of people that you know, and tell them, okay, man, can you connect with people that you know in the space? I will pick their brain, I will see what they're doing, and they can actually help me out. So this is the easiest way. And that's how we've been doing it for the last 5 years. That's why we build the software, because it's time consuming to actually do that, because somebody would need to go to their network, see who they know, and recommend somebody.
All right, very good. So let's see, it's the bottom of the hour. We've got a great giveaway today. So if this is the first time you're listening to the podcast, at the top of the hour, we give away something. It's called Wheel of Kelsey. To enter it, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people, you'll get a second entry. Nick, what do we got today?
We're giving away one free Scayul account for 1 year, which is worth almost $1,000. And ideally you need to be like an e-com service provider, but even a brand can use that. Usually you get like 25 interactions per month, and you join our network. Like we have a private WhatsApp group for active users, but you're gonna get unlimited interactions, which means that you can meet as many people as you want. And of course, like I told you, we kind of know almost everybody in the e-com space.
All right. Very good. And now, Kels, if you want to throw in a commercial, then we'll come right back. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by VAA Philippines. Looking for a high-quality virtual assistant for your business? With the rigorous screening, intensive Amazon and Walmart training, and ongoing professional development, get the peace of mind with skill and motivated virtual assistants for a long-term working relationship. Hire through VAA today. And now let's get back to the show. All right. So like Nick was saying, it's about $1,000 value for this. And I can tell you that some of the connections that I've received off of from Nick have been incredible. Just people out of the woodwork who I've never would have had a chance to meet if it wasn't for the network. And all I can tell you is I highly recommend, even if you don't get it, take a look at it, because you don't know what you're leaving behind. This is a pretty cool service. All right, let's talk about, I know you already talked about it, but let's talk about that proactive referral and how important it is, and why are people not doing this?
Yeah, people are not doing it because they're shy most of the time, and because they don't know what will be the outcome of the so-called practice. Like with failure, people are scared that it's not gonna work out. I mean, of course, I mean nothing works out 100% of the time, but just put it like that. You have a new company or you have a brand. You have two options now, like spend a lot of money or spend time talking with people. So by proactively introducing yourself to other people, you can actually get a lot of stuff. You can get some feedback for a product. You can get somebody who is a potential like client or a partner. And I mean, to be honest, I mean it's unlimited. I mean, you're just growing without spending any money because I'm a very cheap guy in a positive way. During my e-commerce business years, we spent millions on advertising. But growing a B2B company, or even right now growing like a partner for now, the biggest mistake I did when I was running my supplement business that I relied for the first 5 years only on paid marketing. I had my Facebook accounts and Google accounts suspended, so from making like uh, a lot of money per month, we went to zero. And then we switched to affiliates and partnerships because you cannot rely on single source, and that's when we start actually doing partnership, connecting with people. But in general, like I said, I mean, this is the best way to grow, Um, and if you don't know how to do it, I mean, you just need to start doing that. I mean, there is no other way. A lot of people don't understand how Scayul does. And like I said, there is no such term as proactive referrals. I actually made it up like a few months ago when we started because see, everybody's waiting for those. So that's why I said, okay, man, just go ahead and create your own opportunities. Sometimes, as I'm doing, I connect people without knowing that they're gonna be connected. So that's the magic about that. But with the software, we can actually see who I have there and who would be a good fit for you.
Okay, very good. Now, we also touched on this give to get mentality, but let's talk a little bit more about don't ask what your partner can do for you, but what you can do for your partner. Can you give a few examples? I think this could trip a few people up.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I think I did a post about that, just with I was saying that JFK said that, just in 2022. But that's actually the good thing, I've met a guy, a very cool guy, and this is what he was doing. He was telling me, okay, Nick, I don't want to get anything. I just want to start giving to people. And that's it's gonna give you a lot of it in the long term because, like I told you, sometimes you benefit more from showcasing your partner than what you're doing, what you're gonna get in return. For example, I connect people and people come to me, okay, Nick, I would like to send you a gift. I would like to do. Okay, man, don't send me gifts. No, my wife is gonna get suspicious. No, with all these gifts. So let's do that. Write a post on LinkedIn or Facebook about what you like about our stuff. Okay, man, and then they go on LinkedIn. Okay, I've got like ton of meetings and a lot of deals with thanks to like Nick. So what I do, I screenshot that and I create user generated content. So there is no any money involved, but I kind of create like ads which I use to pitch our solution. And by the way, we haven't spent any money for promoting what we do. We got like a few hundred users. So it's simply like that. Whenever somebody's saying something cool about us, I simply copy that and use it to actually do posts about that. So, and you can start doing that by asking people, what you can do for them. No, do you need help? Actually, there is an issue with that. Sometimes people don't know what they need, especially brands expanding to Europe from the USA and vice versa. Those guys usually have a real knowledge about what is next. So in this case, you would need to kind of proactively tell them what they need to know. And of course, you tell them, okay, you want to go to Europe, first you need taxes, like VAT. Then you need product components. Then you need like customs logistics. Then you need like localization. And actually, I missed the most important part, marketing research. So there is actually 5-step checklist. So you do that. I'm gonna connect with people who can advise you and help you out, and people are so happy. Sometimes they don't believe, okay, how come you're not charging us anything? And I said, okay, why should I do that? I just connected with my friend, my partners, some of them friends, of course. They're gonna help you out. You'll be happy. Eventually, you're gonna go back. You're gonna tell 5 of your friends about me. They're gonna come to me. I'm gonna help those guys. So, eventually, no. you can actually start monetizing that if you want to. But by giving people, you're actually giving more to yourself. You're creating like a reputation, which you can monetize in the long term. So that's for sure. Nobody's doing everything just for free. Of course, if they just for fun, if they have so much money, but it's always some point of monetization, but not with everybody. So if you wanna make money from everybody, you're gonna make money from nobody. It's simple
Yeah.
as that.
Yeah. Sometimes you see a car broken down, right? And you don't expect anything back from it. But just on that note, it's happened twice. Cars broken down in the middle of winter, helped them out. And all of a sudden, I was going to college and I had free Chinese food for about the full semester because I helped this guy out in the middle of a snowstorm. And my brother helped this other person out, this lady. She was a college student. Her dad was a fisherman. And out of the blue comes this 4-pound lobster. They're not allowed to keep anything over a certain pound. No, it was 5-pound lobster. And I mean, those are things that just happen. And it sounds crazy, but don't, exactly like you said, if you're going in it to expect something out of it, it's the wrong mindset. If you go into it adding value, becoming the authority, then leave it at that. It'll come back and pay for itself tenfold. And I can tell you that from experience.
Exactly, and I see that now because I receive a lot of newsletters. Now there is people who give value all the time. Of course, they make money, and then but first they give. If you want to, and by the way, I would never work with somebody who would like to take my money first and do nothing. So no matter what you do, you need to show that you're gonna do something. You're gonna give them value, and then you're gonna expect something to happen. And that's how it should be done.
So, Nick, there's, this is a very simple topic today about networking, about building partnerships. I love the term proactive referral, but if there are any action steps or anything that you can tell our audience, what would that be?
I mean, it's really simple. I mean, just take a list, or like you can do it in Excel, Notepad, doesn't matter. Write down 10 of your partners. Let's say your close partners. And then, tell them, okay, I have an idea. Let's just do some networking. I'm going to connect you with like some people that I know, and you're going to do the same and see how it works out. I mean, you can just craft like a simple email. For example, hey, meet, my name, I'm doing this and that, blah, blah, blah. Let's have a chat. Let's connect and have a chat. And pitch that to 10 of your partners. Tell them, okay, let's do that and let's see what happens. Because the 10 guys that you know, they will know, like, say, 10 other guys. So just go and test it out. I mean, this is the only thing that you can do. But if you don't do it, I mean, because you don't, I mean, nothing's gonna happen. But I guarantee you that you're gonna get a lot of stuff out of that. Of course, you should have time because it takes time to meet and chat with people. So, but that's the action plan. Like, make a list of 10 people that you know and tell them, okay, let's do that. I'm gonna connect with the other 9, and you can connect with people that you don't know on your end and see what happens after that. Because see, and of course, if you have a specific like concern or an issue, or you're asking for help, do that. I mean, whenever I don't know anything, what I do, I go to one of my WhatsApp groups, or I can go to Norm's group and ask them, okay, man, do you guys know that? For example, I see a partner need help. I'm gonna say, okay, does anybody can help here? Is anybody interested in that? So that's actually, it's a very good mindset. And to be honest, that's I think my third business that I'm doing. This is the one that I enjoy the most. I get the most fulfillment from that. We made a ton of money with the ecom business, but what I do right now, I really like it. I help people. I make money, of course, not with everybody, but in general, I'm happy now with what I do. So,
Very, very good. So how do people get in touch with you?
easily on LinkedIn. I hang out on LinkedIn now, Monday to Thursday. I don't do anything on Friday, Saturday, Sundays. No, that's my work week. I would say work, but it's fun. So Monday to Thursday, you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn. You can ask me anything, even if I cannot help out, I'm gonna connect with somebody. This is one thing that people don't do. Okay, do you know something? No, end of story. So whenever somebody told me, okay, I don't know, but I might know somebody who can help out. For example, somebody asked me, okay, do you know somebody in Rio? And I said, okay, man, I don't know, but I just messaged my WhatsApp group, hey guys, do you know any ecom peeps in Rio, in Brazil? And then I connect a few of those guys. So it doesn't cost me anything, but I'm making the connection. So
Right.
it's simple. And I know that probably your group is the most active WhatsApp group I've seen, There's so much stuff whenever I go offline for Referrals, there's actually 50 messages at least there. So
and you're very active in it, so I
yeah,
appreciate that.
I'm not an expert in Amazon. See, I've never sold on Amazon, so I can help with a lot of stuff, but Amazon is not my expertise. So
Well, we appreciate you being part of it. Okay,
yeah,
so if you're interested in joining the Wheel of Kelsey today, hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you'll get a second entry. Today is an awesome prize. It's a year of your service. So you want to just touch on that again?
yeah. I mean, regarding Scayul, I mean, what you're gonna get is a free account for 1 year, which is usually $948 US. Usually you get like 25 interaction requests, which means that you can go and request 25 interactions from me and anybody who is a user, because we do matchmaking there as well. And with the deal that you're getting right now, you're gonna get unlimited introductions. You're gonna obviously become a user of our WhatsApp group, and you're gonna come and speak on my podcast and be featured to 20,000 Amazon sellers in my newsletter. So as I call it, Godfather offer. You should be crazy not to claim that.
Absolutely.
But see, there is one condition. If you set up your account, you need to upload your contacts there. If you don't upload contacts, you're not an active user. So that's how it works. You need to be able to. You need to be a player. You cannot play without contacts. Contacts is our currency.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Kels, I'm going to do the live read for Seller Basics, and then we'll come right back with the wheel. Okay, here we go. This is about Seller Basics. Hey, Amazon sellers, ever faced account suspensions, ASIN hiccups, or IP headaches? Introducing Seller Basics, your Amazon account guardian, which is $99 a month. By the way, it's $89 a month with your code NORM. Seller Basics offers a dedicated team to shield your business from these challenges. Plus, this membership offers free legal consultations from seasoned e-commerce attorneys. No long-term contracts. Cancel with just 1 month's notice. View for Seller Basics as your Amazon account health plan. Check it out at sellerbasics.com. And now for the disclaimer. Seller Basics is not an insurer or law firm. Consultations come from independent firms. Results may vary. Membership needed before events leading to claims, and terms apply. And like I said, I realize that I haven't been saying this, but we do have a special code for you, and that is simply NORM. So go to Seller Basics, add the code NORM, and you'll get this for $89 a month. I can now not tell you how important this is, especially when you get those nasty emails and all of a sudden you're reaching out and you're finding out that it's costing you thousands of dollars, where this is just a $89 or $99 a month retainer. Okay, so that's it. Let's get back to the wheel.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
Okay, lots of people.
Okay. So we're going to shuffle these up. And if you are the winner, please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. And let's see who today's winner is. It looks like...
Oh, it can't be.
Hypology is on a winning streak.
He's killing it. He or she is killing it.
Hypology. It sounds interesting. I've never heard of them.
Well, you will.
Right,
I guess
well,
they're creating hype for something, which is good, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. So Hypology, if you can email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. We'll connect you with Nick, and congratulations.
All right, fantastic. Okay, Nick, thanks for coming on again. This is a great topic. I don't think anybody's really covering this sort of stuff. Want more great information? don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. Also, if you want to check out our latest podcasts, click over here.
Lunch with the